Rome, Reuters. Italy's president is expected to ask a former International Monetary Fund official on Monday to head a stopgap government amidst political and constitutional turmoil, with early elections looking inevitable. File photo: Italian President Sergio Mattarella arrives to meet media after a meeting with Italy's Prime Minister-designate Giuseppe Conte at the Quirinal Palace in Rome, Italy, May 27, 2018. Reuters. Alessandro. BianchiPresident Sergio Mattarella summoned Carlo Cottarelli to his office after two anti-establishment parties angrily abandoned their plans to form a coalition in the face of a veto from the head of state over their choice of economy minister. In a televised address, Mattarella said he had rejected the candidate, 81-year-old Eurosceptic economist Paolo Savona, because he had threatened to pull Italy out of the Eurozone. Markets rallied on the news that Italy's economy, the Eurozone's third biggest, would not be guided by a government hostile to this single currency, MKTS, glob. The uncertainty over our position has alarmed investors and savers both in Italy and abroad, Mattarella said, adding, membership of the euro is a fundamental choice. If we want to discuss it, then we should do so in a serious fashion. Financial markets tumbled last week on fears the coalition being discussed, a marriage of the far-right League and the populist five-star movement, would unleash a spending splurge and dangerously ramp up Italy's already huge debt, which is equivalent to more than 1.3 times the nation's domestic output. After the coalition's collapse, Italian bonds, stocks and the euro rallied. Europe's single currency pulled off more than 6-month lows, and the closely watched gap between Italian and German 10-year bonds tightened nearly 15 basis points. Italy's stock market opened up 1.5%. The League and Five Star, which had spent days drawing up a coalition pact aimed at ending a stalemate following an inconclusive March vote, responded with fury to Mattarella, accusing him of abusing his office. Five-star leader Luigi Di Maio called on Parliament to impeach the mild-mannered Mattarella, while League chief Matteo Salvini threatened mass protests unless snap elections were called. If there's not the okay of Berlin, Paris or Brussels, a government cannot be formed in Italy. It's madness, and I ask the Italian people to stay close to us because I want to bring democracy back to this country, Salvini told reporters. Short-term solution. While he had approved all their other ministerial picks, Mattarella said he had the right to block nominations that could harm the country. He added that the League and Five Star had refused to put forward any other name for the role. Shortly afterwards, the president's office summoned Cottarelli, the IMF's former director of fiscal affairs, for a meeting on Monday. Such a call is usually a prelude to being offered a mandate to form a government. No time was given for the meeting. Cottarelli would be a calming choice for the financial markets, but any technocratic administration would likely only be a short-term solution, because the majority of parliamentarians have said they would not support such a government. File photo: League Party leader Matteo Salvini speaks at the media after a round of consultations with Italy's newly appointed Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte at the Lower House in Rome, Italy, May 24, 2018. Reuters. Tony Gentile. As expected, he fails to win parliamentary backing. Cottarelli would simply ferry Italy to elections that would most likely be held in September or October. It would be the first time in post-war Italian history that such a revote was needed. On Monday, Salvini said in a radio interview he would seek parliamentary support from Five Star to change the electoral law. The current purely proportional system produced a hung parliament 2 months ago, and polls suggest it could happen again. The League, which won 17% of the vote in March, would surge in any early ballot, polls show, while support for Five Star remained strong, above 30%. Mainstream center-left and center-right parties were seen losing further ground in the face of voter anger over the sluggish economy, high unemployment and rising poverty. Demanding an immediate ballot, Salvini told followers on Facebook, "It won't be an election, it will be a referendum between Italy and those on the outside who want us to be a servile, enslaved nation on our knees." However, Salvini dismissed calls on Monday by Five-Star and a far-right ally, the Brothers of Italy, to chase Mattarella out of office. "We will ask Parliament to charge Mattarella with high treason because he has acted under foreign pressure," Brothers of Italy chief Giorgia Meloni said on the 7 television channel. The Five Stars Di Maio demanded impeachment under Article 90 of the Constitution. Under that clause, Parliament can seek to remove a president if a simple majority of lawmakers votes in favor. The Constitutional Court would then be called to decide whether to enforce the decision. "We need to keep cool. Some things cannot be done in the throes of anger," Salvini said. The center-right Forza Italia party and the center-left Democratic Party (PD) both announced calls for impeachment. Reporting by Crispian Bomber and Steve Shearer. Additional reporting by Giuseppe Fonte, Massimiliano Di Giorgio, Giselle de Vignoni, Stefano Bernabai, Stephen Jukes, Valentina Zon, Giulia Segretti. Editing by Alison Williams or Standards. The Thomson Reuters Trust Principles.